Horrors of the Black Museum. This came with a warning before the film, so it must be good, right? Right? Well, hello me chooks, Matt here. And this week I wanted to talk about a movie that I've recently just seen. Even though I own it on DVD from Network, this is a Studio Canal release on Blu-ray of The Horrors of the Black Museum, starring Michael Gough, or Goff, whatever you like to say. If you don't know who Michael Gough is, then you're not really a movie fan. He's been in lots and lots of films, a lot of television too, like he was in The Avengers and also Doctor Who as the Celestial Toymaker, the best Celestial Toymaker, and I had to get that reference in somewhere. And he was also in the Batman movies as Alfred, and he was in about 4 of those. He did a lot of work for Tim Burton, was a fan of his, so he did a lot of Tim Burton movies as well. So he's in, I think about another 3 or 4 of them. I know he's in Sleepy Hollow. I'm just remembering the ones that I have seen. So Sleepy Hollow, and he was in The Corpse Bride as well. I think that was his last, well, not on-screen role because it was just his voice, but he was also in The Corpse Bride as well. So, I hadn't seen this film before, so I thought, yeah, actually, you know what? I feel like watching an old-timey film. So this is from 1959. And as soon as I put it in, this big warning sign came up saying this is a warning to say, hey, you know, the attitudes have changed and, you know, this is of the time and everything. And it's like, okay, I'm watching this film because I'm a connoisseur and I like movies, and I think I'm adult enough to know that whatever's on this film is going to be different to my way of life. And so anyway, the film begins, and it starts with a fantastic opening. Absolutely fantastic. The first 5 minutes, it's not action orientated in any way, shape or form, but it just takes a turn. And I won't spoil it if you haven't seen the film, but it's pretty horrific. And the thing is with this, because it's a horror, okay, because it's got horror in the title, guys, so you know, it is a horror. It's going to have pretty much some blood in it. And the blood that they've used is actually paint. You can see it's paint. It's this red paint. It really, really shines on the screen. And so anyway, I'm watching this film and I thought, well, this is a great start. I cannot wait. This looks so cool. Like an old style horror film in colour. It's gonna rock. It was awful. And I think also the fact that it may have been awful because I had in the back of my mind, as soon as that came up with warning the attitudes and that have all changed and everything, I sort of thought, hey, so what is it about this film that is so so bad that it needs a warning at the beginning? And it's not a warning from the actual makers of the film. It's a warning from Studio Canal to say, hey, you know, you may find this offensive, this film. So I'm looking at it. Now, as you know, a horror film has deaths in it, okay? That's normal for a horror film. It wouldn't be a horror film if it didn't have some sort of death in it, and murder and horrific scenes. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, I'm watching it, and this is in the back of my mind the whole time I'm watching this film. As well as the plot. The plot's terrible. The plot's about Michael Gough, and he decides that he's going to be he's a crime writer, and he decides he's going to actually create the perfect crimes. So he murders a lot of people And so he just annoys the police, and it's really weird because he just walks straight into the police station and goes straight into the office of the detective and that, and it's really weird because those sort of things wouldn't happen anyway. So I just found that funny. And as well as there's a supercomputer as well that he uses, that we don't know why he uses a supercomputer, but there's a death with the supercomputer, and that's probably the only use it gets, really. Yeah, it's a really, really odd film. But that's going back to that warning thing. It was really weird. I was just like in the back of my mind, I'm just thinking, what is it about this film that has annoyed Studio Canal to put a warning up on this film to say attitudes have changed? What? I'd like to know. If you know, and you have this film, I'd like to know. Because it's a horror film. It's going to have death in it. Whether or not it's because all the victims were women, I don't know. But it's really odd. I just found that entirely odd. And, yeah, again, the film, talk about anticlimactic, and didn't make a lick of sense. A lick of sense at all. But visually, I did like some of the murders. And I know that may sound sadistic. Maybe that's what they're warning about. You may like some of these sadistic murders. I just like the visuals of them, okay? I know they're not real. I know they pretend, okay? Anyway, so if you've not seen this film, and it's on a rainy day, go for it. But that's the only time I'd watch this. I'd put it on again if it was a rainy day on a Sunday afternoon or something. I'd probably pop it on the background or something. But other than that, this film wasn't a classic horror. It's not a classic horror in any sense of the word. And it will, for people that like a good plot and a lick of sense, stuff that makes sense, it may annoy you. Let me know if you've seen this film. Why do you think they would have a warning on the beginning of this film? Studio Canal, not the actual filmmakers. And just, I can't work it out. Maybe I'm just dumb. Who knows? But I think I'm the cleverest person in the room. Anyway, who am I? I'm Matt Pott. And I'll see you next time, because I'm clever. See ya.